Maggie, welcome back to No Frills Kitchen, and today we're going to be making an Armenian Gata recipe. Gata is an Armenian sweetbread that is filled with a butter and sugar mixture and then rolled and sliced, kind of like a cinnamon roll. It's also sometimes called Nazook, and it's relatively easy to make and a super tasty and unique sweet. And if you're a fan of recipes from the Caucasus, make sure to hit the subscribe button for more videos like this.
The evening before you bake your Gata, you need to make the dough. Start off with heating 60 ml of whole milk to about 40 to 43 degrees Celsius, about 104 to 110 degrees Fahrenheit. Pour it into a small bowl and whisk in 3 grams of active dry yeast. Set this aside until it's foamy and fragrant, about 5 to 10 minutes. In the meantime, whisk together 350 grams of all-purpose flour and 2 grams of salt. Now add in 125 grams of unsalted butter that is softened and cut into small pieces. Using your fingertips, break up the butter until it's well incorporated into the flour and has the consistency of sand. Once your yeast has bloomed, whisk in 125 grams of sour cream, 25 grams of granulated sugar, and 1 egg. Whisk this until it's well combined. Make a well in the flour and butter and pour in your wet ingredients. Using a wooden spoon or silicone spatula, mix it together until a shaggy dough forms. Turn it out onto a clean work surface and knead it just until the dough comes together and it's smooth and supple. Avoid adding any flour to the work surface at this point, as you don't want to prevent it from rising properly. Gather the dough into a ball and transfer to a clean, greased bowl. Cover with a damp tea towel or plastic wrap and allow to rise in a warm place until it's about 1.5 times its original size, about 1 to 2 hours. Once it's risen, gently punch it down, cover the bowl with plastic wrap, and transfer it to the refrigerator to chill overnight for up to 12 hours. The next day, it's time to make your Gata filling, which is called khoreez in Armenian. This is a simple mixture of flour, butter, and sugar. In a small bowl, whisk together 100 grams of flour with 2 grams of salt. Add 100 grams of softened, unsalted butter, using the same method that we did when making the dough. Now, add 100 grams of granulated sugar and combine thoroughly, either using your hands or a whisk. Set the filling aside. Now it's finally time to form the Gata. Remove your dough from the fridge and lightly dust a clean work surface with flour. Turn out your dough and, using your hands, coax it into a square shape. Dough is a lot easier to roll out in a desired shape if it starts that way from when you begin rolling. Using a rolling pin, take your time to roll your dough into a 40 by 30 centimeter or 16 by 12 inch rectangle, squaring the corners and flipping the dough over where needed. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but try to keep it as rectangular as possible. Once you've reached your desired shape, evenly dust all of your filling over the dough, leaving a small perimeter along the long side that's furthest away from you. Now, working carefully, tightly roll up the dough into a log shape. Pinch the end together to form a well-sealed seam. Transfer the log to a cutting board, taking care that the seam is facing down. Flatten the top of the log and then loosely cover it with plastic wrap and refrigerate it for about 15 to 20 minutes, just so the dough firms up a bit and makes it easier to cut. Once your dough is chilled, using a sharp knife, slice the ends off the log to make them nice and clean. Then cut the log in half, cut each half in half, and repeat that again until you have 8 even slices. Transfer these to a parchment-lined baking sheet, cover loosely with plastic wrap, and allow to proof for about an hour at room temperature or until they are just lightly puffed. Meanwhile, preheat your oven to 180 degrees Celsius or 350 Fahrenheit, and beat 1 egg with about a tablespoon of milk. Once your Gata have proofed, remove the plastic and brush each Gata with the egg wash. Transfer to the oven and bake until they're puffed and deeply golden brown, about 30 to 35 minutes. Transfer to a wire rack and allow them to cool before serving. But honestly, I wouldn't blame you if you can't wait that long.
And that's how you make Armenian Gata. Let me know in the comments if you want to see more recipes like this, and if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up and make sure to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss my next videos.